You pastors are going to be taking the brunt of a lot of punishment for teaching us to do Christmas and Easter, and that's okay. They provoked him to jealousy with strange gods. With abominations provoked they him to anger. They sacrifice unto devils, not to God. To gods whom they knew not. New gods that newly came up, who your fathers feared not. This ain't talking about anything but the end days. This is what Paul is quoting in Romans 10 about Israel rising up out of the stupid Gentiles. The rock that begat thee, thou art unmindful, and hast forgotten God that formed thee. And when the Lord saw it, he abhorred them because of the provoking of his sons and daughters. That's what Paul is quoting right there. Telling you, be not ignorant of this, that Israel, the northern kingdom of Israel and the southern kingdom of Israel is going to be blind in part, all 12 tribes, until the fullness of the Gentiles comes in. Now you know the whole church is apostate. Believe it. And this is the reason why. And that's why he sends his servants and he sends his watchmen, and all those parables that the Messiah was speaking of are talking about the end days. That's why you have 11th hour harvest workers. That's why you have these things. That's why you have the servants that are sharpening talents with each other. He's likening, and the kingdom is likened unto this, and it's likened unto this, and it's likened unto this. And it's all about when the kingdom returns. And it's all about his servants. And what is his servants going to do? They're going to shout from the housetops that which he told us. Many are called, and few are chosen. And that's because of how much porn you watched in your life. That's how much Netflix you watched in your life. That's how much music you watched in your life, filling your head with all the ways of the world. When Yeshua said, I don't pray for the world. I pray for those who are not of the world, but live in the world. May they not be of the world. And the whole world is doing the abomination of worshiping Nimrod's penis, putting their idols underneath the tree, having their children bow down to the fire Moloch, giving a sacrifice to Satan Claus. You don't get it. I don't care how innocent you think it is. The repercussions are in your society today. The reason why it looks the way it does is because of you. You didn't spread the gospel to the four corners of the earth. You spread Satan's doctrine, the doctrine of devils, to the four corners of the earth. And that's why the two witnesses rise up. And they teach the truth. And the crash, the burn, the destruction of that house was huge when the floods came. That flood is when Satan gets cast down. And you all think that you're going into a galaxy far, far away. That entitlement. It's incredible, the pride that you guys have in the Christian church. And then all the people, when that second Exodus, and there's a remnant that God is going to choose, it's going to start in Ephraim. And there's a remnant that God's going to choose because they're going to repent and they're going to follow God's ways. And he's going to see their heart, and he's going to save those people because they're listening. It's all through the Old Testament. Read Amos 5. Read Amos 5. You better read it. It's for your own sake. You better read Amos 5. You better read all of Amos. You better read all of Hosea. You better listen very closely to what he's saying to you, because this is coming right away. And if you do not obey this, your kids are going to get dashed to pieces. And you're going to sit there and you're going to watch this happen. Your husbands are going to get killed. You women are going to get raped, and your children are going to get dashed to pieces right in front of your face. You know why? Because you wouldn't listen to God. You did not believe him one bit, yet you claim you have faith, and you had no problem lying to your neighbors about the true gospel, especially you pastors. And you know why I do what I do? Because I care about you and your family enough to warn you. That's why I do it. And you're going to call me evil. You know why? Because the Bible told me so. They did it to everybody. Yeshua tells us that all the prophets already did all this work, telling us what's going to happen in the last days, enter into their work. You stupid pastors don't even know that? Read John 4 again. You were told what to do. All the work is already done. All you phony people out there having rapture dreams and all that nonsense, you're all written. Ezekiel 13, Ezekiel 14. You're in Deuteronomy. God, you're in Isaiah 66. You're all over the place. If I could remember everywhere. But it's your responsibility to go and check the scriptures. John, 1 John told you. Not every spirit's of God. And in this wicked end days generation, in the delusion everybody's in, you're just trampling over this book to come up with your own imagination of safety. The Jews are going to do the same thing. Jerusalem's going down. Well, so is Ephraim. Only a remnant's going to be saved. And if you read your book, then you would have known that. Now, you guys that are already repentant know this stuff. But there's a lot of backlash and a lot of smooth talking fools, even in the Torah movement, that they're not really following the covenant. They're really not. You know why? Because especially in this time, people better start loving their neighbor as themselves. They better start loving their neighbors as themselves and start warning the people to repent and swallow that pride. Let them punch you in the face. Now you're going to start understanding what it's like to go through what Yeshua had to go through. Quit being such a coward.